Okay, so now we wait for YouTube Studio. Twitter, of course, is ablaze right now, as you can imagine. Just gotta wait. Hopefully it wakes up soon here. Okay, there we go. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another Cleveland Guardians series recap, series preview live stream. Guardians coming off a 4-game series against the O's, and now they will face the Royals. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Had to go take care of something real quick. Love when that happens, right? It's got to time it perfectly, and then this happens. Okay. Luckily, I didn't get too deep into the stream, right? So I didn't really miss anything. I was just doing intro. But yeah, 4-game series against Baltimore. I knew that this series would take us to a week before the trade deadline. And heading into the second half of the season, given where the Guardians were, I knew this was an important series on the schedule because we're a week away from the deadline and the Guardians are on the fringe. Right? They go into this series. Of course, you took 2 of 3 from the A's. Good job. You go into this series and you lose 3 out of 4. Heck, if you split, not a great look, but it's not the worst. You lose 3 out of 4. God forbid you get Ramon Bonds comes up and takes a 93-mile-per-hour fastball from Bibee over the left field wall. 5-3. Of course, the Guardians would respond in the bottom of the 4th as they would start their 7-run surge with an RBI single by Santana to cut the lead to 1. Bottom 5, Bo Naylor would tie the game with a homer on the first pitch he saw because, the reliever Martin thought he could sneak a curveball past him, which most cases you probably could, but not in that spot. It's middle and low. Yeah, don't do that. He crushed it. Go to the 6th. Almanzardo would homer off a Selby. Middle, kind of in. 95-mile-per-hour fastball. Crushed it. Gives us the lead. And just for good measure, we added 4 in the 7th. Courtesy of a somewhat rare Nolan Jones successful at bat, which was a walk. In fact, Wolfram came in and he wasn't very good. No. He would walk the first 2, Jones and Schneemann, and then give up a 2-run single to Brian Rocchio. And that would be it. Yep. We wouldn't even need Clase in this game. So, Guardians are up for 10 runs. Their second most in a game this year, which is insane. I don't know if they're ever going to get more than 11. Man, it's crazy. But, great offensive explosion. They gave Tanner run support. Overall, Tanner, after that rough 3rd inning, or even the 1st inning, he was fine. 7 runs, 6 hits, 5 runs. No, 7 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, 4 Ks, and the homer. And a 4.27 ERA, not horrible. Sagano, 3 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 4 walks, 4 Ks, and a homer. What's really impressive is, after Bibee left the game, Allard and Gaddis did not allow a run. And Bibee went 7. I love it when our starters give us length. Makes me feel good. And I'm sure it makes the bullpen feel good too. Now, luckily for the bullpen, the Guardians offense erupted, so they didn't really have to use the power arms. No, they did. Gaddis, but when he came in, it was already 10-5. Like, okay. Yeah, it was like, not bad. Bad at all. Obviously, the win went to Bibee. He's 6-9, 4.27 ERA. Selby took the loss. He's 0-1 with a 4 ERA. Go to game 2. Of course, I streamed it. This was one of those fun games to stream. I've streamed quite a few fun ones before this year. This one is definitely up there, I think. And the Guardians, of course, like I said, they got a lot of pressure on them. This was the game that would get them to 500. Joey Cantillo on the mound against Brandon Young. Dude has over a 7 ERA. And Yeah, we got to him pretty good. Guardians strike first with, oh, look at that, another J-Ram homer. Yep. He's got 21 and made it a 1-0 bottom first. Kyle Manzardo would add a single, making it 2-0 bottom third. Jacob Stallings would, of course, hit into that double play when, they had runner in third, and they would get a run, but right after that, bottom five, Kyle's, sac fly, made it 3-1. Ramon would homer again, 3-2. Rocchio would single in a run, making it 4-2. Martinez would single in a run, making it 5-2. Bottom six. Jackson Holiday would single, top seven, making it 5-3. Bottom seven. The Guardians would put it away with an RBI sac bunt by Rocchio. So it's actually crazy, right? We take the lead, we go up 2-0. They score, we score. They score, we score. They score, we score. That's funny. Funny the way they did it. Except the difference is we added 2 in the sixth. So the Guardians win 6-3. Kentillo's 2-0, 3.91 ERA. Young's 0-5, 7.34 ERA. Clase has 22 saves on the year. And the Guardians are officially at 500. And we're feeling good. Kentillo, solid game, mostly, except for the walks. 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 4 walks, 5 Ks, 3.91 ERA. And then Young, 4 in the third, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks. Hang on, guys. Right back. Okay, we are back. Sorry about that. Had to fix something. Yep. Okay, so where was I? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, but yeah, Cantillo, except for the walks, was good. Young, 4 in the third innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks, 1 homer, 7.34 ERA. Bullpen was a little messy, but overall, not too bad. Matt Festa continues to stink and make me wonder how the heck is he still here. Right? So yeah, we win 6-3. Of course, I streamed this game, so we remember what happened. Get to yesterday's game. This was a little bit more stressful, per se, right? Of course, on the mound, we had Slade. Kind of funny. I just realized this last night. We had Slade pitching on Superman night. Now you may be like, what does that mean? If you're a DC Comics fan, you know who Slade is. Oh, that's his name in the kids TV show series Teen Titans, right? Well, I guess that's also his actual name. But his villain name is Deathstroke. Did you really think they were going to have a villain named Deathstroke on a kids TV show? No. Of course they're going to name him Slade. It's kind of funny. A DC villain's name is pitching. A guy named after a DC villain is pitching on Superman night. Of course he wasn't going to do well. Of course. But even then, he did fine. Slade, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks, and a homer, 3.76 ERA. Zach Eflin, just returning off the IL, 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, 5 Ks, 5.78 ERA. I will say this. He looked much better than he did before his stint on the IL. So yeah, in terms of scoring, again, not much scoring. Ryan O'Hearn, sac fly, got him on the board. This game had the derpiest base running errors for the O's I've ever seen. I tell you what, it was it was nuts. Right? So we get double play, top second. Back to back double play innings. Top of the third. Oh wait. Urias walked. Mullins doubled. It's like, oh God, here we go. Stallings reached on a fielder's choice where the ball didn't even get through the infield. Home, got the runner out at home. And Mullins didn't even go to third. So he's on second, first and second, one down. And they get Mullins lacking off at second base. Caught him lacking. Caught him sleeping on the bases. And picked him off. 2 down. And then struck out Jackson Holliday. That's how that inning went. Started off, oh no, to oh yeah. Very rough, but we'll take it. After that, everything was pretty much smooth sailing, I think. But yeah, Manzardo would give us a 2-1 lead with a 2-run single in the fourth. And after they had scored. So again, doing the whole, well, they scored first. We responded with a 2-run single in the bottom of the fourth. It's nice to see us doing the response run thing. That's nice. It's been a theme in this series. He would score 2. Jackson Holliday would homer to make it 2-2. And then Stephen Kwan would bring home the go-ahead and winning run as he would get an RBI single, scoring Bo Naylor, who was running without his helmet. Dude wearing a do-rag out here, you know, keeping that fluff secured. Because we've seen what happens when that fluff is unleashed. That thing be waving in the air. Damn. The Naylor brothers got that wild hairstyle, that curly and everything. It's like, wow, that's a lot of hair. That thing be floofing around. But yeah, so Stephen Kwan would give us the go-ahead and winning run, 3-2. And then what we saw in the bottom and the top of the ninth was arguably the nastiest inning out of Class A this year. Got Henderson a strikeout. Like he was locked in. Against Henderson, only one pitch was not in the zone. And that was more of a pitch to back off Henderson. You know, get him to back off. Now that I think about it, I think there was 2 pitches that were kind of out of the zone, but yeah, he was locked in. Got him striking out on a 99-mile-per-hour cutter inside. Middle quadrant. Nasty. They got O'Hearn to ground out on one pitch. Same spot, kind of. And then Laureano, Ramon Bonds. Again, a ball kind of inside the, you know, maybe a throwaway pitch. I don't know. Maybe get him looking outside. Next 3 pitches, a foul up top. No, actually, the foul was below. But then he boom, boom, back-to-back cutters, which, in fact, I believe he threw all cutters to Ramon. Struck him out looking. And the Guardians take game 3. In fact, this is nasty. All cutters to Henderson. Cutter to O'Hearn. And then all cutters to Laureano. This dude was hitting us with the oops, all cutters selection. Spamming cutter. Oh my God, Austin. He's like, no, well, Austin came in and was like, you know what? Let's have some fun, Emmanuel. Watch this. Cutter. Okay. Cutter. 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 I don't even think Austin even had to hit the button. He would just have to give the look like, come on, Emmanuel, you know what I want. Cutter. 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 Nothing but cutters. No fastball, no sinker or anything. Nothing but cutters. And it worked. Like I said, that was the nastiest inning I think we've seen out of him this year. Straight up. Absolute filth. And I know that had other teams salivating, but I don't think we trade him. So when the Guardians are 51-50, Ciccone was solid, like I said, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks and a homer. Eflin, solid 2 in his return, 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, 5 Ks, 5.78 ERA. So now we get into the final game of the series today. We faced Charlie Morton with Logan Allen on the mound. And for the second time in this series, the Guardians would spot them a 3-run lead. Because for some reason, Logan Allen wanted to be unserious to start this game. Yeah. So he would give up 3 runs in the first, courtesy of a 2-run Ramon Laureano homer, of course. And then Urias would give them another run on a double, so the Ramones would give them 3 runs right there. Not to be outdone, the Guardians would respond, slowly but surely, thanks to a Stephen Kwan homer. Yeah, he actually homered. Bottom of the third, he had a homer and then a sac fly by Nolan Jones. And it's crazy because this could have easily been bases clearing double, right? But Ramon Laureano made, of course, an acrobatic catch where he overran the ball. He went back on it, leaned back, and he made the catch. I'm thinking if he misses that, because there was, I believe, 2 outs. No, there was only 1 out. If he misses that, at least 2 runs score. 3-2. Could have been much more, too. And bottom 5, Stephen Kwan would homer again, tying the game. It looked like we were going to be set up for some fun at the end there, but Gunnar Henderson would get the go-ahead and winning run across as he snuck it past. Well, actually, no. The first hit was snuck past Will Wilson, who's still on this team for some reason. And then Gunnar Henderson would hit a line drive to Nolan Jones to give them the lead for good. And the Guardians would threaten, but they wouldn't do much, really. Logan Allen, though, 6 innings, 6 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 4 Ks, no walks. Pretty damn impressive. No walks, 4 Ks, and a homer, 4.16 ERA. Charlie Morton looked like vintage Charlie. 6 2/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, 4 Ks, 4 walks, 7 Ks, 2 homers, 5.48 ERA. Vintage. Classic Chuck. Charlie Morton. Vintage. So Morton would get the win. He's 6-8, 5.48 ERA. Logan Allen would get the loss, 6-9, 4.16 ERA. And Gregory Soto would get the save due to the fact that Felix Bautista was placed on the IL with shoulder discomfort today. That also has ramifications for the trade deadline next week, too. Because some people actually had a thought that maybe they would trade Bautista. Nope, he's not getting traded now. That's for sure. So, the Guardians take 3 of 4. Overall, great series. And they're still on track for my prediction of 9-4 in this 13-game stretch heading into the deadline. And they're still at 500. But man, what they got coming up is a daunting task. Going to Kansas City to face a team that's always given you troubles over the years, especially in Kansas City. And you know damn well this team's going to give us fits. I can already see it. But anyways, getting into the action here, starting up with tomorrow. The Guardians will have Gavin Williams against Michael Wacha. This game's on Apple TV Plus. I will not be streaming it. So that's tough, right? Just gotta wait for it to load up. So we got Gavin Williams, 6-4, 358 ERA, or 354 ERA, 106 Ks. Michael Wacha, 4-9, 362 ERA, 85 Ks. And against each pitcher, against Gavin, Michael Garcia, yeah, one RBI for Kyle Isbell, and then one RBI for Salvador, and one RBI for Bobby Witt. And by the way, Adam Frazier is back in Kansas City now, too. Now against Michael Wacha, Bo Naylor has a homer and an RBI. And then Nolan Jones, Stephen Kwan, Carlos Santana, and Daniel Schneemann all have an RBI apiece. So that's really it. Now, Michael Wacha, coming off back-to-back no decisions against the Mets and the Marlins. He went 5 innings against the Mets, 6 against the Marlins. And he's only given up 1 run apiece the last 2 outings. He gave up a lot of 4s against the Arizona Diamondbacks. 4 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, 4 back on July 5th. His last 2 outings. So this should be fun. Only 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Wow. Ooh, bitch. Yeah, Cameron's the lefty. So 2 lefties and a righty in this series. Which means, unfortunately, we got to deal with J-Rod getting at bats again. Yay! I'm so excited. Not. Said no one ever. Joey Cantillo has 0 ERA, 6 Ks in 3 appearances. All 3 were about 2 innings or less coming out of the pen. 1 last year in August. And then this year he's faced him twice where he came out of the pen. 1 inning, 3 hits, 2 runs. But they weren't earned. And then against them in April at home, 2 innings of shutout baseball for him. So good stuff. You got beat by my O's. What's up, Seth? In the Cleveland area, the game is on WKYC. Huh. Let me actually look that up. For the game on Apple TV Plus? Really? Well, that would make sense because it is on a Friday. And they love to have the Friday games. But I don't have WKYC out here. I don't know if it'll be on out here. Let me see here. Last time I did this, though. I don't know. Let me see. Because last time we had a game on a Friday, my TV guide thing didn't even have the game on the thing. I actually got to watch the game on TV. I don't think they have too many more simulcast games. Let me see here. It does say WKYC 3 and Apple TV. How about that? Oh. Wonder if I'll be able to watch it tomorrow. Over the air. Let's see. From the Beacon Journal. There's not too many more simulcast games coming up. All right, let's see. July 25th. Because remember that game against the A's? That was a simulcast. It didn't even have it on my freaking TV guide. So I'm gonna have to look at it tomorrow. Well, it's a road game too. I don't know if that's gonna be on in my area. Usually that's only for home games. It's tough. Do I make a? Oh damn! What do I do tomorrow? You know what? I might make a stream. I'll make a stream tomorrow, and we'll see. Honestly, I might just. I don't know. Can I still get an Apple TV Plus free trial? Might try that. Might try a free trial. I don't know. It's tough because it doesn't even say it on here. Because I'd usually get games that are on WKYC out here, simulcast. But that's gonna be tough because it's a road game. They have 3 road games on the simulcast this year. Huh. Okay then. I guess we'll have to see. Yeah, so that's pretty much going to wrap it up for that, but not the stream because I got a little something else for you, huh? Yeah. Got a little special treat for the people here. And like I've said before, we are officially 1 week from the trade deadline. Gotta wait for my thing to load up here, guys. I'm sorry, I'm buffering. But anyways, I got a little something special for y'all. With it being 1 week until the trade deadline, we gotta talk about trade targets, right? Now, I scoured some articles that I found, right? And I'm going to I'm going to essentially group together all the players that were mentioned. I also threw in a few other players as well. So, as you see the categories above me, we have all in. These are dudes that the Guardians would trade top-ish tier prospects for. Are they really in a position to do that? No. But you never know. They might do that for a player that they really like. Right? Then you have the soft buy. These are guys I think that are like, they wouldn't cost much. And you'd probably only have to give up maybe a middle tier prospect for. And then you get the could be traded. These are all Guardians players that could be dealt. And then you got the nuke the franchise. If you trade these players, just nuke the franchise. Just disband them. Straight up. So with that being said, let's dive right in. The first player that I'll talk about here, starting off, I'm not even going to start off. I'm just going to put them. And of course, the players on the far left are the players that I think we could attain. And the players on the far right are guys that I don't think we'd probably get. And as far as the guys we trade away, the farther left you go, those are the most likely dudes to be traded. And then the dudes in the far right are the guys that, yeah, we're not trading. Let's be serious here, right? In fact, I think I forgot to add somebody. Hang on, guys. I forgot to add somebody. I thought I added them already, but I guess I didn't. Thank God I got my thing still right here. I think I forgot him. He's not in there. Okay. Unless, let me see if I had him in my thing here. It would certainly save me the trouble. I don't think I had him saved in here, did I? I don't know why I would. Nope. Okay, I did. Okay. Just wanted to verify if I had him in my folder, and I didn't. So yeah. You already know who's probably going to be on the traded list, right? The guys who I think we could trade. All right. Let me just add one more name. There we go. There. All right. Set. So, while all this is going on, hopefully you guys liked and, followed, subscribed, subscribe, hit the bell. You know the drill. So now let's get into the fun part of this stream, shall we? Starting off with the first player, Luis Robert Jr. Yeah, getting him would be an all-in type move because dealing with the divisional tax, they would ask for a lot. And I'm sure he'd love to come play for a contender. But yeah, the prospect haul would be massive, and I just don't see us doing it. Next, we got Taylor Ward. He'd be kind of an all-in, but not as all-in as Lubob, I think. Again, I think he'd be a really good addition. I've wanted him for a couple years. Probably wouldn't take too much to get him. I just don't know if the Angels are selling. Next, we got Ramon Laureano, or as I call him, Ramon Bonds. Yeah, he's a soft buy. Wouldn't cost much at all. But would you want to come back here? Probably not. The next guy I've wanted for a while, that's Cedric Mullins, also from the O's. I mean, why not just keep him in Cleveland? Get him off the O's plane, put him on our plane, head into Kansas City. That'd be fun. He's having a down year, but that should make him much more attainable. Next, we got a guy that I didn't even think about, Alek Thomas. It's funny because I was looking through articles, right, just scouring to see if we were featured, and I found an article from The Athletic. And the Guardians were named as a team that a best fit for Alek Thomas. Now, it's funny. I thought we were going to get Thomas or McCarthy for Naylor. I thought we were going to get an outfielder with Slade for Josh Naylor. But we didn't. We just got Slade. And he's been solid. I mean, we could essentially finish the Josh Naylor trade a few months late by getting Alek Thomas. That'd be fun. Next, we have Ryan O'Hearn, and this would kind of be more of an all-in, somewhat all-in, soft buy type. Probably wouldn't cost a crazy amount of prospects, but it's not necessarily, all you'd have to give up is like a middle-tier AA prospect or a single-A guy. You'd probably have to give up a good amount, but he's more all-in towards, like, semi-all-in. Like, you're actually going to have to be a serious team to get him. You're not just going to, we stink, so we're going to trade for him. No. You trade for him if you're trying to be serious. Right? Now, how about this? Speaking of all-in, this is the most all-in trade target, I think, that's out there. Ryan Reynolds. Actually, I'm going to move Taylor Ward. There we go. That's better. Yeah. Reynolds is the most all-in trade target out there because of his contract. You trade for him, you've got him locked in for the next 6 years. Until 2031. The prospect haul would be massive. Yeah, that's not going to happen, but it'd be fun as hell, though. Next, we have Adolis Garcia. And I'll be honest with you, I mean, this is kind of, again, kind of an all-in, soft buy type of guy. Yeah. Not having the greatest year, but we need a guy with that kind of boom in his bat in our lineup. You put Adolis behind J-Ram, that would go crazy. That'd be nuts. Man, that would be insane. And then, of course, you go to my next target being Lars Nootbaar, a guy that I've wanted for a while. He's kind of a semi all-in again. I don't even know if the Cardinals are trading him. But if they are, I would definitely inquire. 100%. Right? 100%. I'd be all for getting Lars if he was available. Just checking my Twitter here. Making sure I didn't miss anything. All right. But yeah, I would be all for Adolis and Lars. But this next guy is the guy I think would be most attainable. Jesus Sanchez from the Marlins. He's got good power. He's a good outfielder. He would fill all the needs. I talked about him before in many other videos before we sucked ass for that 10-game stretch. You know my feelings towards Jesus. I'd be all the way down for this. 100%. I'd be all for it. I don't need to say anything else. Next, we got Edward Cabrera. There we go. Just ahead of Lou Bob, but behind Brian Reynolds. Now, if we hadn't had that 10-game skid, if we were in the Tigers position with our pitching staff the way it is, you get Edward Cabrera, you put him in the rotation right now with Bieber coming back too. You'd have Bieber, Cabrera, Gavin, Slade, and let's say Logan. Right? Yeah. I would go nuts. In a good way. Because it's like, again, another guy who's under club control for a while. And I'll tell you what, on MLB The Show, he's a straight up demon. When he first came up, he was a straight up demon in the game. Like, you couldn't play online games without seeing him. Imagine him in the Guardians pitching lab. Oh my God, that'd be crazy. You know what's be crazy? If the Guardians did what they should have done a few years ago and traded for Sean Murphy. As much as I would love to see this go down, it ain't gonna happen. The Braves aren't selling him. No, not him. But if they were trying to, I'd be all the way down. Antonetti rights the wrong from a few years ago because for some reason the A's just don't like making trades with us. I don't know what we did to them, but they just hate us for some reason. But I'd be all for Sean Murphy. I just don't think it'll happen. And then we got Jarren Duran. I'm going to put him... What am I doing? Yeah, where'd he go? Oh, no, he's... I'll put him right here. He's kind of middle tier. We get Jarren Duran if we trade one of our guys. That's the way I see it. Now, some other names. out there. Mickey Moniak, soft buy. Tommy Pham, soft buy. Taj Bradley, soft buy, but probably not going to happen. The least likeliest of the soft buy candidates. Actually, I'm going to put Adolis. I don't know if they're going to trade. That's the thing. I'm going to put O'Hearn more up here. Yeah. He's right here. There we go. Okay. Now, as far as the Guardians players getting traded, the most likely player to get traded is probably, well, you got to look at the expiring contracts. Carlos Santana, Lane Thomas. I think those two could get traded. Jacob Junis, Paul Sewald. Those four could get dealt. In terms of everybody else, these dudes are probably not getting traded. But I'm going to say Shane Bieber. Actually, I'm going to put Emmanuel Clase in there. High in the expiring contract type guys. Short-term expiring guys that wouldn't cost much. Stephen Kwan, not going to happen. Cade Smith, damn sure ain't going to happen. Now, you may be wondering, okay, is that it? Why do you have the nuke this franchise? You know teams are going to ask. Jose Ramirez. Why is he in the nuke this franchise category? Because it's simple, really. If you think about trading your franchise icon, the guy who willingly took less money to stay here, something that Francisco Lindor didn't do. If you turn your back on him and you trade him when you're essentially still in the running for a wild card spot, all I'm going to say is Chris Antonetti, Mike Chernoff, they better go into hiding. They better go into exile. Because let me say this, if they traded Jose Ramirez, it doesn't matter what package you get back. You could literally get back the biggest package ever. You know? You could get back like a team's top 5 in their freaking farm system, every one of them, as well as 2 elite level players. I'm not even kidding. You could trade him to, let's say, the Padres. I don't know. The Padres could literally give you every one of their top prospects. Fernando Tatis Jr., Luis Arias, like everybody like that's worth a damn on that team. The keys to the franchise, the name Padres, everything. The soul of their old GM or owner, rest in peace, of course. You know, because that dude was paying like a big market owner for a small market team. They could give you his soul. You know, the urn that, or whatever, the key to the city. And I'd be like, no. A team could give you everything, like everything. Top 5 prospects, some of their best players in the majors, the keys to the city, ownership rights of the organization. They could even offer to merge the teams together. No. I mean, crazy though. That would never happen. You've never seen it happen, and it would never happen. We're not trading J-Ram. If they do, you might as well just blow the organization up, implode the stadium, sell the team, move them away, because Nothing means anything anymore. Nothing matters. Right? He has a no trade clause. And I don't see him waiving it for anybody. If he wanted out, he would have asked out by now. Especially now, given where we are, record wise and in the standings. I just don't see it. But you never know. It is the Guardians after all. But let me know what you guys think of my tier list up above. And now that we're officially a week away from the trade deadline, this is the time of year where business starts to pick up. And literally, we could see a trade at any moment. So in other words, we are essentially on trade watch. Yep. We're on trade watch, guys. Buckle up. It's going to get fun. Now, as far as what the Guardians could do, I don't think they're going to do much of anything right now. They're probably going to wait and see what happens in Kansas City. Heck, they might even wait and see what they do against Colorado. If they come out of these next 6 games at like 55 and 53, I could see them buying. And if they come out of this thing after winning 6 in a row, they buying for sure. And if they lose 6 in a row, which God forbid could very well happen, you never know with this godforsaken team, they might sell. I know what the other teams are thinking. I know what other teams' fan bases are thinking too. They want us to lose because they want those dudes in the third category on the far right. From Class A to the right, and Jose, of course. We're not trading him. No. We're not trading him. But yeah, Class A, Bieber, Quan, Cade, they could be dealt. I don't think they will trade him. But they're going to listen. It's what they always do. They always listen. The only guy I'm sure Chris Antonetti would literally hang up the moment he heard his name is Jose. He's not going to turn his back on Jose Ramirez like that. So, not to mention, like I said, if he traded Jose Ramirez, the fan base would literally barge into the facility, into the office, and drag Chris Antonetti out by his feet and tie him to a lamp pole, a street light pole, put a sign around his neck saying, "I traded a franchise icon. I don't deserve to have a job." And then they'd promptly just leave him out there and probably throw tomatoes at him. Yeah. So we'll see what happens over the next week. I expect business to pick up for sure. As far as the trade deadline itself, I will be live with JB Taylor. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. Next Thursday, probably for the final 2 or so hours of the deadline. We're probably going to do that about the final 2 hours or so. And we'll see what happens. So with that being said, shout out to everybody who came through. Jacob said Quan isn't leaving after today. Hell no, he's not. Eric, Seth, GG's, by the way. Yeah, shout out to everyone who came through. The Guardians need to sweep the Royals somehow. They're not going to sweep. Like I said, they're probably going to go 2-1. The Royals always give us fits in Kansas City. Doesn't matter how good we are or how bad they are or vice versa. They always give us fits. No matter what. So with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go, Guards. See you guys later. I'm out. Maybe tomorrow, but most likely on Sunday because the game on Saturday is on Fox, and I don't think it'll be on in my area. So we'll see. But with that being said, go Guardians. I'm Crazy Dog, and I'm out. Bye-bye. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Better this here lifestyle. Yeah, yeah. Freaking Nolan Jones has Lifestyle as his walk-up song. I mean, you know that song that's like who sang that song? Homie, was it Rich Homie Quan? And then there's like this part of the song where it's like, I can't even sing the song because it's like you're singing gibberish. Like, begin, yeah, oh yeah, lifestyle. But yeah, guys, bye bye. Nolan Jones stinks, by the way. We need to just not deal with him anymore. We need a new outfielder. We need a right fielder. Bad. But guys, bye bye. Yeah. No. Oh no. Just keep saying bye bye.